Hi everyone, we're here today with Paul. He's going to be showing us around his 2017 Discovery 5 HSE Lux. As you can see, this is probably one of the most heavily modified Discovery 5s that you might find anywhere in the world. So we're really keen to see how it's going to do, Paul, on our JT rated scale. First up, let's actually take a look at the wheels and tyres. So around this side, Paul, I see you've got a really nice set of
Evo course with BFG all-terrain tyres. Third set that I've had on the car. And what size are these? 265, 65 18s.
So that's basically the same size as we'd have on the Discovery 3, because we've got the 17-inch wheels and we've got the 265 70R17. So there must be a 32-inch diameter.
Yes.
On there. I see you've got a few little rock marks on there. Have you noticed them going down the lanes?
Yeah, that's a few battle scars already, but they're all superficial, aren't they?
Yeah. And then I see around here as well, we've got a set of rock sliders on it, and I've not seen many rock sliders out for the Discovery 5. Are these specially made? Or
yeah, these are made in the UK, fabricated. The Australian ones are brilliant, but obviously it's getting them over into the UK is the hard thing. But these have been working great in the sense of protecting the doors, obviously using them to get around the odd rock and tree stump as well.
And how do these attach on? Are they just bolted on?
These are bolted, yeah, literally bolted. I think there was two M8 bolts back and front on each side. Basically, when I bought the car, I put Land Rover side steps on, and they use the same mounting points as that.
And then coming back round to the front, we can see as well, you've got the discrete winch fitted in there. Oh, and what is that you've got in there? So
that's 1.8S winch, wireless remote control with the rope, and then I've got the factor 55.
And that looks really clean, Paul, in there.
Yeah, they've done a really good install. I'm so pleased with it. It's so neatly put away. I like the red look on the front there as well. The front camera was always positioned on this bit of black.
Oh, right.
So they've very nicely repositioned that
and then,
up as well.
And then with the HSE Lux, that have the all-round cameras in it?
Got 360 camera, and then obviously when I'm off-road, I do use the front and the wing mirror cameras to look at the terrain that I'm driving on.
So as we're going along, you actually be able to see underneath the vehicle?
No, that's on the more later Discoveries or the Defenders. I just get a view of the side wheels on the side cameras, and that just goes literally ahead. It doesn't do through the car viewing on some new models.
And this is really nice as well, this ultra hook. So you've got like the two options here. You've got the hook, I guess that clips in.
Yeah, that's it.
And also if you want to put in your soft shackle in there.
Yeah, that's it.
It's really nice. And underneath as well, so you've got your normal type of, as I say normal, what I'd recognise as being the Discovery 3 and 4 recovery point.
Yeah.
And then it's a bit further back under there. I can see you've got some aluminium underbody protection.
Yeah, that's it. 6mm thick alley which protects the main governance gearbox and the sump underneath. Doesn't go right the way to the back. I think it goes just over halfway. But yeah, it's been used.
And lighting the way forward, I've noticed. In fact, we'll have a little count up in a minute. How many lights have you got? Because you've got a nice set of lasers in the grille.
Yeah, so I've got the ST4s. They run off the high beam assist for the main car. So they run off a sensor on the windscreen. So I've got the 2 there. I've got the
Osram
40-inch or 42-inch, which is on a switch on there. And then I've got 2 laser ST2s at the back.
Let's come and have a look.
And obviously the camping lights, which I've just had fitted
More on here as well.
on the side.
Oh yeah, we've got them on the back there as well. And where do you switch all that on and off?
So the 2 rear ones are switched from inside the cab, and I've used those quite a lot lately with the dark nights and trailer use and camping as well, and towing the caravan. The laser lights on either side are run independently from the boot, so they're more for
we have
camping.
a look at that.
Yeah, by all means.
Oh, an electric tailgate opening as well. All the mod cons there.
So on the side here, there's 4 switches. If I come around this other side, the one switch does these little LED lights inside for camping, and then I've got another switch which does, which one is it? Which does the inside light for when I'm camping again, and then the other 2 switches independently control either side. So this one will work great if I've got the awning up, or that would work great if we're sort of campfire or sat around talking.
I feel like a little midget actually standing here as well. We're in this little
Bit of a lump, a sump.
Yeah, that's right. What else? And then all these, that's really hard. We can get a little shot of this in a second. It's really, really neat. All the installation of the switches there as well. And then that's the standard pieces for doing your seats and stuff.
That's it.
Come the Discovery 5.
Yeah, so you've got the control which does the 2 seats under the back, creates a 7-seater, and I can control the 3 middle seats as well. I've got the tow bar deployment, and what I like the most is the light check. So once you plug in the trailer light connection, you press that button, and it then actually turns on all your car lights independently, so where you can stand behind your trailer and make sure they're all working before you drive off.
And also, have you got, is that the up and down for suspension on the back?
Yeah, up and down suspension, again, great for connected trailers or the dog as well, for jumping in. And then obviously I've had a few USB points and 12-volt points put in, which run off that auxiliary battery.
And when you're out camping, you've also got a nice ARB.
Yeah.
It's not just, it's fridge freezer.
Fridge freezer, this one is. Worked really well, great install. It's done in a way, because I still want to use the 7 seats. So this has just been put on 2 bolts on the right-hand side so it can come out. And it, again, slides forward quite nicely, and then enough room to get in.
Oh yeah, so it's not a fridge, it's actual fridge freezer piece
yeah,
in there as
got
well.
a colder compartment on the back end there.
I see you have some vents in the side. This is the HSE Lux?
Yeah, that's right. So it's got the 4-zone climate and the boot. So obviously got each main 4 people in the front have their own independent control. And I've got the aircon in the back for the dogs as well.
And this one also has the front and rear panoramic sunroof as well.
Yeah, that's it, but only the front one opens, of course.
And that, actually, looking at that as well, one of the things I was surprised is it is a little bit smaller in boot space in comparison to 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I mean, you find you get everything you need in there?
I do. I think the main difference is it's not quite so square, is it?
Yep.
It's more of a shaped top to it. But yeah, I mean...
I also like this as well, when this came down as well. Is that, it's like damped, or is that go up automatically?
No, so that'll go, so if I press the button there, that will go up automatically, or you can manually control it.
Oh, right, cool.
If you undo the boot with the key to open, it brings that down. But if you press the button on the back of the boot to open it, that stays in. So it's quite good for the dog. The dog won't jump over that.
Yeah. What's it got in terms of diff locks?
So it's got a centred diff only, and I've got the terrain response 2, which gives me all the sand, rock, mud, crawl, stuff like that. And that seems to cope with everything I've put it through so far.
Yeah. I was quite impressed that I don't see any damage around the back or anything like this as well. I was wondering whether, because it's actually probably a similar overhang as the D3 and D4.
Yeah. The only thing I'd I struggle with the D5. It's very plasticky, and I'm very conscious that if I did catch it on a rock,
it'll all fall off.
It's just going to pull the whole back end off. But touch wood, it hasn't. And the other good thing as well, I think they're all like, I've just still got the spare wheel underneath, so that still fits, which is a big plus for me.
So you've got the spare wheel with these tyres?
With these tyres, so I've got a full Evo course spare wheel with the same tyre, and that's positioned underneath the car out the way.
Obviously I can't do that because in my one, as you can see over here, half, I don't think we've shown people this before, but we can't fit ours underneath. Even if you let it down, it doesn't quite fit in. I know a few people say that you can like shove them in or deflate them and put them in, but at least with the Discovery STT Pro on the 265 R17, that doesn't fit. So we got the dock guard rack thing, put it in there, trying to keep it in neat as well. Yeah. On to the next part. And one of our ratings is the ride height for it. And now, we're obviously not in a good place to actually measure this, but you can see already here, Harv, look at that articulation that we're getting just from those airbags in there. Let's have maybe do an average sort of height round to see like where it's going to. Normally what I measure is middle of the door here. Now actually maybe this isn't really sort of fair for it, I think, because again here we're only about 35 on that one. Let's have a check round the other side, see what it looks like there. In fact, this probably isn't fair at all. Maybe what we should do is actually find a bit of flat ground to check out the full height, because again, you can see here you've got a nice bit of there's nearly a foot of clearance from there, from the top of the wheel into that wheel arch. We obviously are only picking up around about here, around about 15 inches or 40-ish centimetres. But one of the big things, obviously the D5, is comfort. So what are you going to tell us about the comfort, Paul?
Yeah, very comfortable. With the Lux, it's got the upgraded leather, which is very comfortable, very supporting. This one's got, I think it's 18-way electric memory seats for, again, getting your perfect comfort again.
So can we have a look inside?
Yeah, by all means, yeah.
And I see as well there's a few battle scars on here as well. It's obviously being used for what it's meant to be.
Used for, that's it. I try and keep it dirty to make them less noticeable.
But the inside looks lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah, the inside, it's still my family car. It's my day-to-day car. I use it for work, shopping, holidays, the lot. So I try and keep the inside as tidy as I can. The two front seats, going back to the comfort, they're heated and cooled on the front, and then I've got heated third row seats on this. It has got a full TV system in it, although I don't use it. It's more of a gimmick personally. And it's also got what's very clever with this, it's got a two-way screen. Mm-hmm. So if I'm driving, my wife can watch TV or DVD on her viewing point, and I've still got the sat nav or whatever.
You've also got
I want.
Is that some blue underglow? I can
yeah,
see
I've done them myself.
Well.
A blue underglow on the two front seats and the rear seats as well, just for a bit of a night theme, which worked quite well.
It's cool. So maybe in a minute we'll see how it actually handles this little bit of lane. Up here we've got some quite nice bits of cross-axle undulations. Maybe we'll also get the drone out, Harvey, see how that's going to pick up as we go up the hill onto the top.
Yep.
And before we finish off though, because also the other pieces, I see you've got a whole stack of stuff up here. We've got a nice ARB awning, and then what roof rack you've got?
So
up there as
it's a front runner roof rack with the front runner wind deflector. I've got a load of accessories up there as well. There's two front runner genuine cycle carriers, expedition rail at the back, front runner boxes, which have got my kitchen gear, full recovery gear, high vis, which I've all labelled up obviously. And then the ARB, I think that's a 2 metre by 2.5 awning, which is brilliant. I use that quite a lot. And then I've also got the privacy room that you can buy.
Privacy room?
So it basically clips onto the outer subframe, and then it gives you a full room and still access to the driver and back passenger door. So I use that for camping. So when I went away recently, I actually just set that up and I camped and in the privacy room.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's worked really
cool.
well.
And it's very different as well from our Jeep. I mean, the Jeep obviously is very rough and ready in comparison to this. This looks super luxurious in comparison.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, some of the lanes I go to could be an hour, 2 hour drive. You know, if I go up to the lakes, for example, and it's surprising that I can thrash up the motorway doing 70 miles an hour in pure comfort, and then put the height up, low range, and do some serious off-roading, and then drive back, park it in the drive.
And this has got the 3 litre
V6 on this.
And what sort of output are you getting on that?
That, as a standard block, pushes out 258, but I've got the diesel chip, which takes it up to just over, I think, 303 brake horsepower, and I've seen the amount of torque, even when towing.
And what sort of miles to the gallon do you get when not towing?
Not towing, I'm probably low 20s. It's not great, 21, 22, but look at the size of it, look at the roof rack.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drag with those boxes on.
Yeah.
And when towing, I'm normally getting about 16, 17, 18.
Okay, so there's not much difference really then to the D3 or the D4.
No.
Because again, we had that one tuned up, Empire Tuning done that. Thank you very much. We're only, I think, it's only in the, I'm trying to think what it was in the horsepower, but it's probably only around the 250, I think, something like that. But it normally gets, I can get about 23, 24 miles per gallon on average from that.
Yeah, very similar then.
Yeah. And obviously with the big tyres on as well.
Yes.
Have you made any modifications under the bonnet?
Yeah, got a few mods under there, recently done. So I've had auxiliary battery put in, which powers the some of the lighting, not all of it, mainly the camp lighting, some sockets in the boot, the fridge, for example. It's got a red arc charger as well, which runs off my alternator, so it will recharge. And to be honest, I've had the fridge on the last 2 days, and it hasn't run out of charge, so that battery's doing really well.
And then on the D5, it has the regular battery in the boot, doesn't it?
In the boot, yeah, it's hidden away in the boot. I think it's in the right hand side of the boot as you go in, so it's out the way.
What do I spot at the back there as well? I see some blueness from an ARB.
Yeah, I got a bit lazy. I have got the ARB box, which I used to take around with me. But again, one thing I do struggle with is boot space.
Yep.
And they've actually really neatly put in the compressor inside, which is a switch inside the cab. And then I've got the hose then, which will do 2 tyres at one time. So that allows me great airing up and airing down. And also great for the kids with inflatables on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so is it a standard fitting, that winch plate?
No, it was a custom winch plate designed, and if I'm right in saying that when that was fitted, they had to move the one of the radiators to get that mounted in. But they've done a really good job. They had it up for a week up in Scotland. The company up there had the car for a week. Did the winch, did the laser lights. The laser lights are the best thing I ever did. The nighttime driving is epic.
Yeah. And is that the original grille that I've just
No, it's not, and that's the only disappointment I've got in it. So this has got the dynamic pack, which gives you the black detail, black bottom vents, black on the doors and stuff like that. And that came with a much nicer grille, in my opinion. But it didn't have the support. Once you cut out for the light, it didn't have the self-support. So I had to unfortunately buy another grille, which was the more basic grille.
But also with this, at least it looks like you can also adjust those as
well.
Yeah,
you can. Yeah, you can set them.
Cool.
So I'm really pleased.
So thanks, Paul. We'll have a little drive up in a moment, see how it goes over those cross axles and also that nice little incline up to the top.
So what I tend to do, I go into info panel, and I put it in the off-road. And it comes up there with my centre diff.
Yep.
And as soon as I put it in low range with the heads-up display, it does puts it all on the dashboard as well. The sort of the degree and angle and the incline and decline, which is quite good.
Let's now take a look at the JT Offroad rated scale for the Discovery 5. Starting off with the wheels and tyres, we scored that a 7 with those Evo cores giving us a 32-inch diameter. For clearance was actually pretty similar to the D3 when we factor in also the lift kit that was on the D5, giving a 6. Lockers and gears, despite only having that central diff, it did also have the terrain response 2, so we actually gave that an extra point and giving us a total of 7. Power, coming in with an uprated 300 plus brake horsepower, gives a score of 6. Lights, well, lights, what do we say, with those lasers all round, pretty much everywhere, that gets a maximum 10 out of 10. Winch and Recovery, great set of winch equipment, good high power winch setup. We also even had some of those boards on the roof, giving him a 10 out of 10. Protection, well, this is really, it was let down. We only gave it a 4 because it only had the front skid plate. We could pick up extra points here in future. Comfort, 10 out of 10, Discovery 5 very comfortable, and the coolness factor, 17. This gives a grand score of 77. That's quite an interesting little lane, isn't it, Paul? I saw you getting a little bit stuck up there.
Yeah, always use error, not car error.
No, but the car sorted it out. I could see actually the traction control when you actually gave it a little bit of momentum, actually kicked in and got you over that rock step.
Yeah, it's very advanced how it sort of just puts the rotation on the right wheel at the right time. It's genius.
A wonderful bit of kit. So we're going to give you our write-up to get our JT Offroad rated. If you want to get your car rated, please drop us a message on Instagram's the best place for it. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and also don't forget we have got now our members page. So if you want to be a member and you want to get yourself a JT rated sticker, hit that join member button. Thanks very much everyone, see you soon.